In the year 2021, Malaysia produced an astounding 29.4 billion semiconductors, powering a massive $102 billion electrical and electronic industry. What's even more remarkable? The lion's share of this incredible achievement comes from a small Malaysian state, Penang, a tiny island state nestled along Malaysia's northwest coast, kissed by the enchanting waters of the Malacca Strait. But don't let its size fool you, this is no ordinary state. Welcome to Penang, a place where history, culture, and progress converge in an incredible tale of transformation. Centuries ago, when the world was a vastly different place, the destiny of Penang was forever altered by the arrival of British colonialism in 1786. Imagine a bold acquisition, Penang Island changing hands from the Sultanate of Kedah to the British East India Company. What followed was nothing short of a riveting journey that would shape Penang's destiny. Under British rule, Penang flourished into a bustling free port, a city-state teeming with diversity and potential. This jewel of the Malacca Strait found itself in the spotlight as part of the Strait settlements, alongside Singapore and Malacca. Founding of Penang. Modern Penang's history began in the late 18th century, when the British East India Company, led by Francis Light, acquired Penang Island from the Sultanate of Kedah. Light formed friendly relations with the Sultan, offering British military protection in exchange for the island. Penang Island was officially possessed by the British East India Company in 1786, marking the beginning of British imperialism on the Malay Peninsula. However, Light acted without proper authority, and when he couldn't fulfill his promise of protection, the Kedah Sultan tried to retake the island in 1791. The British, reinforced by troops from Calcutta, defeated the Sultan's forces. The Sultan sought a peaceful resolution, leading to an agreement for an annual payment of 6,000 Spanish dollars to be made to the Sultan. The annual payment of Rs 10,000 to the Kedah Sultan, now paid by the Malaysian federal government on behalf of Penang, continues as a symbolic gesture. In 1826, the British East India Company merged Penang with Singapore and Malacca to form the Strait settlements, with Georgetown as the capital. However, Singapore's strategic location led to it becoming the capital in 1832. Georgetown remained a crucial entrepot, funneling exports bypassing other regional harbors. The tin mining boom in neighboring Perak and Siam brought prosperity, making Penang a major tin exporting harbor, challenging Singapore. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 further solidified its importance. Penang became a hub for spice production and trade in Southeast Asia in the early 19th century, with spices like pepper, nutmeg, and clove cultivated and traded. By the late 19th century, Georgetown became a financial center with international banks like Standard Chartered and HSBC. Following Malayan independence, Georgetown retained its free port status initially. However, in 1969, the Malaysian federal government unexpectedly revoked this status. This decision resulted in a 16.4% unemployment rate among Penang's workforce as the Port of Penang's trade declined significantly. The services sector in Georgetown was particularly hard hit. The economic outlook for Penang appeared so grim that even the president of the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, foresaw a future where Penang would become nothing more than a fishing village. This marked the start of a prolonged decline for Georgetown, which has only recently been reversed. In 1974, the Port of Penang was relocated from Georgetown to Butterworth, which is situated directly across the Penang Strait. This move was made to accommodate larger container and cargo ships, as the maritime traffic through Penang had declined, especially after the free port status of Georgetown was revoked. More and more maritime trade was redirected to Port Klang near Kuala Lumpur. During the 1970s and 80s, the Malaysian federal government focused on the rapid development of Kuala Lumpur and the nearby Port Klang. They invested heavily in communication, transportation, education, and healthcare in these areas. As a result, Kuala Lumpur surpassed Georgetown to become Malaysia's largest city and financial hub, while Port Klang became the country's busiest seaport. This shift caused Penang to experience a significant brain drain as younger Penangites started leaving in search of better job opportunities. To help Penang's economy, Lim Chong Eu did something smart. He created a place called the Bayan Lipa's Free Industrial Zone. He invited big foreign companies to come and build their factories there. These companies got special tax benefits for setting up shop in Bayan Lipas. Before, this area was used for growing rice. Penang's transformational journey began with the arrival of the 8 samurai, pioneer companies from the US, Germany, and Japan, which led us to become synonymous with manufacturing excellence as well as one of Malaysia's key focal points of investment inflows and external trade. It began in the 1970s when the 8 samurai, Intel, Robert Bosch, Clarion, Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, Hewlett-Packard, HP, now Keysight Technologies and Agilent Technologies, Litronix, now Osram Opto Semiconductors, Hitachi, now Renesas Electronics, and National Semiconductor, now Texas Instruments, established their operations in Penang. In 2022, Intel announced a whopping $7.1 billion semiconductor packaging plant in Penang, arguably one of the largest ever made in Malaysia, and one of Intel's most important investment decisions in 2022. It was reported to employ over 4,000 Intel jobs and more than 5,000 construction jobs. However, it's worth noting that the outlook for 2023 may be different due to a decline in semiconductor sales. In addition to the existing industrial zone, Penang expanded its industrial prowess with the development of the Batakawan Industrial Park and the Penang Science Park in 2014. Because of all these factories, Penang became a huge center for making electronics. People even started calling it the Silicon Valley of the East. This change really helped Penang's economy, and it became one of Malaysia's most important places for business. Even today, manufacturing is a big part of Penang's economy, making up nearly half, 47.3%, of its money as of 2021. Penang enjoys one of the lowest unemployment rates within Malaysia, as well as the second highest gross domestic product, GDP, per capita within the country after Kuala Lumpur. Today, Penang stands as a symbol of resilience, progress, and unwavering determination. From a modest island to a thriving metropolis, this is the extraordinary journey of Penang from yesteryears to the present day.